There is a trait that is required in leadership. It is the number one trait needed in leadership, and it's empathy. And now, I don't want you to get confused with empathy and sympathy. Sympathy is totally different. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. Oh my gosh, oh. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about perspective. Perspective taking and being proactive in perspective. When your E looks backwards to you, that means that you will take a moment of pause and get in communication. You will question versus casting judgment or jumping to a solution without having conversation. That's why it's all about perspective. The perspective that we need you to have is your E's reading so your audience can actually see and understand what that is. Is it backwards for you? Yes. Leadership is a human business. And I gotta tell you that it's about them and it's not about you. Now, in our line of work, as Derek mentioned, we do a lot of work in the National Football League. So, of course, I brought a flip chart here. And I'm going to break down some things that we do in the NFL. I just gave this conversation with the Houston Texans. So I was just down with D'Amico. I don't know if there are any Texans fans. So I was just down with D'Amico, breaking this down with the staff. Our responsibility is to create harmony on the staff and identify what does it mean to be worth following and how do we carry these characteristics as we're leading. So up here we have simple responsibilities. It says up here, coach. These are outcome-based, meaning a head coach has 3 specific responsibilities for their staff. Just 3. Here's what they are. Now this is football context. I want you to use not necessarily the art of the law, but the letter of the law as you are organizing what you've got going on. This is alignment. Next is assignment. And then over here is execution. Meaning, coaches are measured, how well can they get alignment? How well can they coach their people up so they know where in the hell they need to be? Alignment. Assignment, do they know what to do? When there's a big pivot, can they actually pivot themselves? Do they know actually what the assignment is and can they get the work done? That's how you measure outside of win and losses. By the way, a natural outcome of alignment, assignment, execution is going to be the win. So they're not measuring per se the win and loss. They're actually measuring how effective are you at teaching your players to get them in the right space, in the right mindset, and to get the work done. Now, we heard earlier today about creating time and space. Yes, I agree with that. Now these right here are the expectations, responsibilities that we have of coaches. So now all of a sudden over here, what about the players? Now these are behavior-based, meaning when you're working with your players, you need to educate them that they are required to bring 3 things. And it is a privilege to be on this team. You have to earn the right to represent us on that sheet of ice. And this is the way, because I don't know if any of you ever deal with this, but people always talk about maybe they're whining and complaining they're not getting enough ice time. Any of you ever deal with that? Here it is. Your attitude, your effort, and your energy. And what you need to do with that is you need to identify that they're responsible for those 3 things and you need to define that for them. You can't leave this up for chance. And by attitude, this is what I mean. However you define what that is. Again, we need to keep things really simple, and this is how we get this going. By the way, I'm going to fire through a number of these pages. You'll be able to, I use these so you can actually, you can take photos later. These will be up front here. Nash has got this. And then also, they'll be up for tomorrow. So alignment, assignment, execution. Got it. Now, we need to be really thinking about the one question that we've been chasing. And that question Derek even brought up, I've mentioned before, is are you worth following? I got to tell you, in the corporate space, it is so hard to work for people who are hard to work for. Isn't it? How about in the athletic space? Gosh, it's hard to play for coaches who are hard to play for. Do you want to be a coach that people win because of you or in spite of you? Because the outcome of how you make that human being 20 years after you've impacted that life is a significant difference.